What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and today, as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about why relationships do not last. No way in hell are they lasting today, right? The divorce rate's through the roof. Everyone's breaking up left and right. There's so much drama when you're together. It's either like this. Seriously, this is how relationships are nowadays. If you're not broken up and you're still together, I'd say 50% of those people who are still together, they're either bitching or having sex, and that's it. Like, it's either like, okay, we're gonna bang or bitch, and then we're going to bed. That's basically how it is nowadays, and it's really sad, but I'm gonna explain why relationships aren't lasting and why those two things or outcomes are always coming about, okay? So before we even get into this, if you can, please subscribe. Just click this button below. I see my subscribers are going through the roof right now. I'm very happy to see that. My free ebook also is in the description. 254 pages, absolutely free. We talked about everything we talked about in these videos, and my Patreon if you want to support me, my goals with this community and channel, and everything I have planned. Please check that out again in the description below. So why are couples and relationships breaking up or not lasting? The first thing I want to say, and this is very obvious, but I don't think a lot of people like to admit it, and it's that people get into relationships for the wrong reasons. Now, I could tell you this, and you can turn it down and say, that's not true, that's not true. A lot of people might be in these denial states, but I feel like a lot of people are in relationships just because they want to be in relationships, and they like to fill a void, like to feel needed, wanted. They have that needy or clingy tendency. And a lot of people will turn away and say, that's not why, I just want to be in a relationship. No. A lot of people have a void they're trying to fill, and they feel like a relationship is, it's one of those things like, once I have this, then I can do this, right? That's how a lot of people are. And that's just not how relationships work. A relationship should be based, you should be working on yourself, and you should be at a complete self so much, at least to the best of your abilities, that you want to share this awesome person, life, or whatever with someone else, right? That's how it should be, but that's not how a lot of people are. They just like to jump into relationships to fill a void, to feel happy, to feel needed, to feel wanted, they like the feeling of being accepted. Like I always say, from an evolutionary standpoint, it's a tribal thing. Like, we all are part of a tribe. We all like being part of something, because if you're not, especially back then, way back caveman times, if you're thrown out of the cave, guess what? You're out there in the wilderness, nighttime, a lion's gonna chew that ass up, right? Just chew that. I don't know, lions don't sound that cute. That's like a squirrel or something. But a squirrel, lion, whatever the fuck it is, right? It could be a barrage of squirrels, 100 squirrels coming at you, chewing your ass up, whatever it is. That's one reason why I think a lot of people are jump into relationships and they don't last. They're in them, but they're not ready to be in them, even when they think they are. Just because you want one doesn't mean that that you deserve one. I'm sorry to say that, but that's how I think it is. And I know it's harsh, but hey, whatever. The second thing I would say is the lack of progression and escalation. As you know, as every single one of us know and probably have felt at some time or another, I know I have, that when you're in a relationship, the first 3 to 6 months are the best. You got that honeymoon stage, you're always trying to impress each other, you got those feelings, those butterflies, so on and so forth. And it's literally like this. It literally goes like this, and then just crashes, and then it kind of like maintains down there, and kind of like, scribbles, whatever, over there. And I feel like a lot of people put a lot of time and energy in the beginning of the relationship, then they get caught in that routine. Those feelings become numb because you feel them left and right, back and forth and stuff like that. And then on top of that, from what I said in the first point, maybe you're not ready for a relationship, and while you're going through all this, you also got those jealousy issues, those clingy issues. You guys are always fighting, you guys are always bitching, complaining, whatever it is, and it just makes it worse, and it starts going down, and then before you know it, you break up. So in a relationship, especially from a man's perspective, the masculine energy, which is the next one I want to talk about, but for the most part, he likes to progress. He likes to compete. He likes to move forward. He's very goal oriented. A guy in a healthy ego, at least. He likes to move forward. He likes to better himself. He likes to reach goals and, overcome obstacles, whatever it is, right? He likes to go forward and go like this. A healthy ego man does. And I feel like when he's not doing that, then there's going to be a lot of stress and a lot of tension in the guy's life. And I know a woman's the same way. I know a woman, they're very nurturing, they're very caring, they're very loving, and they have to have that bond. And I feel like if couples don't have that bond, like if the guy's worried too much about this over here, that masculine energy, and a woman's worried too much about that feminine energy over here, and they don't understand each other right in the middle, the woman needs to know that the guy needs to break away sometimes to do his thing. And that guys like his space, that guys like their freedom, that guys like to progress and move forward. But at the same time, guys have to remember, I have to come back and, show her I care and that I love her and that I need her and that, because guys like to be providers and satisfiers and things like that. If you guys are supposed to be in your natural energies, but if you don't know how the other energy reacts, and you're not progressing and escalating in the in the fields of, like I said, just progression and goal orientive measures, and at the same time the guy doesn't know how the woman is supposed to be, doesn't know how to nurture the woman back or satisfy a provider, then there's going to be a lot of bullshit going on. So you have to progress as a couple. I think that's very, very, very important. You have to progress. A lot of couples just stand still. They do the same. I mean this on every spectrum of life, right? Like you do the same fucking things every day. You sit on that couch. You're bored. Your same sex routine. You both are doing jobs you don't like. You're barely paying the bills off. You're not taking the vacations you want. You don't have that escape mentality mindset. It's just like you both work those 40-hour weeks. And you're like, fuck, why am I so sad? Why am I so miserable? Because you guys aren't escalating. You guys are not escalating. When you're together like that and you're in a couple, you should be shooting off to the fucking stars faster than if you're by yourself. But no one does that. You kind of remain right here. You're content. You realize why you're not getting that raise, why you're not moving forward, why you're not making more money, why you're getting some weight around that midsection, why you're, just all these things. And it's just not what, the energies need. And finally, the third thing, like I said, the masculine and feminine energy. If you're not in the right energies, this kind of goes with number one too. If you're not ready to be in a relationship, then it's not going to work out. At the same time, I think both sexes need to understand, I think a man needs to be in a healthy mindset, a healthy ego, and a masculine energy, so he can provide and satisfy for the woman. Even though she doesn't need a man to help her out, it's still better if a man is very healthy and confident and secure in himself. Just like a woman. I think a woman needs to be a very nurturing, loving, caring, feminine woman. So when they get together, it flows naturally. Again, I know that a woman can be a strong person, especially nowadays in society. A woman has to be strong. She has to be ruthless. She has to be just be able to run over people, because women are seen as softer in, the business world and stuff like that. And I think women need to have a strong backhand when it comes to things like that. But when it comes to a relationship, I think guys are too masculine. Sometimes are too much into that energy that he needs something to soften him up. I think he does need, and soften doesn't, and I hate when people get mad at me for this, like I'm sexist or something. A feminine energy does not mean a weaker energy. It does not mean a lesser energy. A man is made to satisfy the woman. Okay, it's not the other way around. Sure, the woman should feed the ego a little bit because the guy needs to know if he's doing something right. It's just like if this guy, let's get a little PG-13, what's that? PG, this is rated R. Let's just say the guy's going down on the girl. Sorry if I have, a younger audience. Actually, I don't give a shit. If you're all gonna learn this anyway. If a guy's eating out a girl, right, and he's fucking doing it wrong, I would like the girl to say something like, hey, you're doing it wrong. Do it like this. So he knows what the hell's going on. Maybe not that harsh, like, hey, you're doing it wrong. Say, hey, can you try it like this instead, or do this instead, right? That communication makes you flow perfectly. Don't just not say anything. A guy needs to know. He wants to satisfy and provide. And then at the same time, I think the woman needs to let the guy know those kind of things. And I feel like if the energies are in the right place and you have confident mindsets and you both, again, she's the, it's just, I feel like that's just what attracts, studies have proved this time and time again, that just attracts the opposite sex. A woman likes a strong man who's in a masculine energy, who's aware and caring enough for a woman, and her needs and wants. At the same time, a man loves a woman who's in her feminine energy, who's healthy and lets him be free and do what he wants, but at the same time is very caring and nurturing and loyal. That just works, okay? It just works. But a lot of the times, when you're not in that energy, you're going to see couples fight a lot, and that's why couples do fight a lot. They don't understand it. Couples should never argue. In my opinion, you can say arguing's healthy, but arguing and sitting down and having a conversation over disagreements is a different thing. Couples, in my opinion, should never argue. A man who argues with and yells at a woman is a man who's insecure and is not in his masculine energy. Both couples should be able to sit down and talk about something and keep an open mind and be very empathetic on where the other one stands. Now, that's a good couple who's in their natural energies. And I feel like a lot of couples argue and break up, right? Because they're not in their natural energies. They don't know how to handle the other one when a situation or something comes up, right? So with that being said, those are top 3 reasons I think people break up. Besides, dishonesty and loyalty and all those kind of things. Like, I mean, if you're disloyal and you're a cheater or something, a manipulator, that's one thing, right? I would say that goes under the energies and the unhealthy ego and things like that, or that can go under the first thing where you're just not ready for a relationship. But with that being said, I love you, ladies. Take care. Peace.